The O'Reilly Factor from D.C. is on tonight. The far left out of control once again, this time at Columbia University, where Minuteman leader Jim Gilchrist was assaulted. We'll have a disturbing... Hi, I'm Bill O'Reilly reporting tonight from the nation's capital. Thank you for watching us. The far left becomes dangerous. That is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. Some leaders of the Minuteman Project, the border protest group, were invited to speak at Columbia University, an ultra-left institution. Well, last night, they got this welcome from Columbia students and faculty.
The Minuteman Project.
Things are obviously out of control, and Columbia police stood by and did nothing. Okay, no spin. Columbia University is a disgrace. It is not interested in free speech or learning. It is a place of indoctrination. Let's call it the University of Havana North. All over the country, these kinds of fascist tactics are being used by fanatical secular progressives who seek to impose their views on others and silence and/or harm people who oppose them. This is becoming increasingly dangerous. People like Bill Kristol, Pat Buchanan, Ann Coulter have been physically assaulted during speaking engagements. Attorney General Gonzalez was disrespected at Georgetown University. Even Hillary Clinton has been shouted down by far-left loons. This kind of anti-American behavior must be condemned by all Americans. And places that allow these hooligans free rein, like Columbia University, must be held to account. Alumni should stop all donations to Columbia. Finally, the reason all of this is happening is that the SPs are losing, so they are angry and frustrated. Most Americans are not buying the radical agenda. Air America is tottering on bankruptcy, and other far left people are only accepted by a lunatic fringe. Nevertheless, the far left smear websites continue to fan hatred, and it has now even spilled over into the mainstream media. But there is no place for that kind of garbage in a country that prides itself on free speech and responsible dissent. It is time to confront these merchants of venom and let their masters know you will not buy their stuff or donate to their causes. Because if this kind of thing continues, it is only a matter of time before someone gets hurt. And that's the memo. Now for the top story tonight. One of the Minutemen who lived to tell the tale. Joining us now from Los Angeles, Marvin Stewart, who was verbally assaulted last night at Columbia University. All right, let's walk through it from top to bottom. I guess a Republican organization at Columbia invited you guys to speak. You show up on campus. Take us through it.
Well, Mr. Chris Kulowick, the president of the Columbian Republican Assembly, invited Jim Gilchrist, myself, and Dr. Corsi to speak at Columbia University. We were concerned, so we did go through arrangements prior to the event taking place with respect to security. We were assured that the faculty, that the university would have adequate security for us at the university. As a result, that was a misnomer, and that wasn't true. I opened up the event last night with an hour-long speech, but when I opened up, as I always do, stating that I acknowledge God, I give Him the glory, and Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, because what I was planning to do was set a backdrop for Jim and Dr. Corsi to bring their presentation.
All right, so you're up there, and you got your message out, okay? So then you leave the podium, and then Gilchrist goes on, and he didn't even start before they surged forward. Is that what happened?
Well, prior to Jim coming up, they were throwing racial epithets out there toward me.
What did they say to you?
The N-word. I'm not going to dignify it on air right now, Bill. The N-word, sellout, you name it, they said it.
All right, so they're harassing you verbally.
Oh, they were trying to shout me down, but I was only emboldened to continue what I'm doing because of the fact that it was apparent that these were undisciplined students, and that's the reason why they don't know anything. They know nothing about how this government operates, and to attempt to violate my First Amendment rights to speak was a disservice not only to themselves but to the university itself.
Oh, I mean, Columbia University, as I said in the talking points, is a disgrace because it's their obligation to protect you and keep the forum under control. Now, I understand there were Columbia police there. What did they do? Stood by.
It wasn't until afterwards. After I had spoke, I finished. I was in an hour after speaking. Jim Gilchrist came up to the podium, and he was into his speech about 7 minutes. And I went to the table because we were setting ourselves up for Q&A. At that point in time, a couple of the protesters came up on my right side, and they had a banner. And I understand that that banner had Arabic writing on it and Spanish writing on the banner. And I was informed that that the Arabic writing stated that the Holocaust did not happen.
Well, we know there was a banner without. We don't know what it said. Now, were you ever in fear of your physical safety?
Well,
Mr.
at that, I surely was, because at that time, about 40 persons from the audience rushed the stage. It was at that time I got up. They knocked the podium over where Jim was at. I got up. And I went into a defense mode. I was going to do whatever it took for me to do to protect myself. Nobody.
Absolutely. I mean, you're going to let these 40 people come at you. You have to do what you have to do. Now, we did a little investigating today. The protest people that caused most of the trouble are from a socialist group. All right, they're a socialist group in Colombia. One of the quotes of their leaders were, "These are racist individuals, the Minutemen, heading a project that terrorizes immigrants on U.S.-Mexican border. They have no right to be able to speak here." So this is what you're getting. But Lee Bollinger, the president of Colombia, was invited on this program tonight to explain how this could happen at his university. This isn't the first time this has happened there. This is a radical left university. Bollinger is hiding under his desk, as he always does. But I'll tell you what, you have a lot of courage to go into that forum. I did speak at Columbia a couple of years ago. I would not go back. I think it's that bad. It's that out of control. I'll give you the last word.
Well, Columbia University, one, is going to have to be held accountable for allowing this kind of behavior to take place on the campus. I'm a former advisor for the California colleges here in the state of California. I sat on CPEC. And to allow this kind of conduct, and also student body president, to allow this conduct to go forth, which is pervasive in all of, I've noticed in the educational institutions across the United States, that there is a mindset afoot in this nation here to indoctrinate our children into this way of life, this culture, to be anti-American, anti-patriotic.
Listen, they don't want to hear the other side, and if you disagree with them, a lot of these people, they're going to try to hurt you. Mr. Stewart, we're glad you're okay, and thanks for coming.